Hi everyone and welcome to My Q Reviews. This is Robert Michael here and I am coming to you for our very first episode. Shirt is courtesy of Snorri Tees. It's a homage to The Matrix. And today's movie that we are going to be reviewing is called It's a Disaster. This movie stars David Cross and Julia Stiles. It's been a while since we've seen her in Save the Last Dance, and David Cross he's usually that guy. Oh yeah, I remember that guy from this movie, but I can't really remember the name of the movie or the character he played, but he's that guy. For those of you who don't know, David Cross is the guy from Scary Movie 2. He plays the character in the wheelchair that has the little go with the parrot and the ghost. It was actually really cool. He's really funny. He's an awesome comedian. He does stand-up, so you should really check him out. And Julia Stiles, of course, brought us Save the Last Dance. The way that my Q review works is that we give 5 stars. Each category has its own star. So we're looking at plot, we look at art direction, we look at sound, we look at cinematography, and we look at acting. It's not like, oh, well, I kind of think it's this star. Each one either gets a star or you don't get a star. Very simple. Plot. Plot is definitely a star. A bunch of friends get together on their monthly or semi-monthly brunch. And everybody, it's like a potluck, everybody brings stuff. And they kind of sit around, they talk. It's a couples thing. So Julia Stiles and David Cross are actually in a relationship. Yeah, I know. And they go to this couples brunch and find out later on that a dirty bomb was set off in the city near them. I don't know what city it takes place in. And they only have a few hours to live. Plot is really kind of cool because it's not your typical, okay, what are we going to do? It's the end of the world. There's also kind of subplots in this. I don't want to go ahead and shoot out any spoilers, but things aren't always what they seem in this film, and I really, really appreciated that. There's a lot of realism, and that brings us to the second star, and that is acting. Acting. We get a star for that. The acting in this film feels very natural. It doesn't necessarily feel as though these characters or these actors are forcing their characters on us. It's kind of nice to see that. I mean, it's your crazy friend, and then you got the end of the world apocalypse kind of guy. Then you have the person who just kind of blanks out and just like zones out. It's like, I can't even believe this is happening. And it's really cool to see these different characters interact with one another. So that brings me to art direction. Art direction is kind of categorized as how does the set look, what is the costume design. I'm kind of incorporating all of that into one. Art direction definitely gets a star for this. The reason why I gave art direction a star is because they didn't put this group of friends in this mansion. So they aren't in a cabin in the woods. They are just at a regular house in a neighborhood. The house has a grungy, nasty looking basement like a lot of our basements. And I kind of appreciate that because how often are you really going to go ahead and have a couple's brunch in this really nice, gorgeous, beautiful house and the world happens to end? You know, that's the equivalent of being in a zombie apocalypse and having it take place where the survivors are in a gun store. You know, it's boring. Cinematography. Cinematography also gets a star. And the reason why cinematography gets a star in this is because the camera's constantly keeping us engaged with the characters. You know, you get a film sometimes where the camera is kind of like, you know, way off in the distance, kind of like squinting, like, where the fuck is my camera? Here, we're constantly engaged, jumping from one couple to the other couple to another couple, and it really moves the story along. You don't ever feel bored. Sometimes you watch a film and you're kind of like, okay, yeah, I get it. Here, the camera is really keeping you engaged, and I really appreciate the job that the director did with that. So, that finally brings me to sound. Sound is no star. And the reason why sound is no star is because a lot of times when you watch a movie, one of the things that really gets you with a movie is the music, whether that is an original song or whether that is the score. Here, there's very little in terms of the score, and the original songs that they used were classical. They could have done that for several reasons. They did try and do a little comeback at the end. They had a little bit of classical going on. They had a little bit of modern going on. But it's too little too late in my opinion. So I really can't necessarily give it a star. But overall, 4 out of 5 stars for It's a Disaster. I definitely suggest that you watch this film. Watch on a Friday night after dinner. And you're like, man, I got nothing to do. Watch this film. It's a dark comedy. Get you thinking about what it would be like to, experience the end of the world. But at the same time, it's not really going to immerse you in it. You're not really going to get too depressed. And I definitely suggest this film for the ending. The ending. The ending is something that I think everyone will enjoy. And this is My Q Reviews. And thank you again, guys, for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for following. And I will see you again next week.